I could repost. Remember my joke I made yesterday when I was like, I could just repost videos and just plug in names? Literally could have done it. Literally could just posted last night's video and changed the names, and it would be the same thing. It's the same game again. What is up? What is going on, everybody? Welcome back and welcome into the Seattle Mariners post-game recap. Mariners lose this one 4-1 to the Baltimore Orioles. They fall to 47-41 in the season. They have a I'm sorry. They have a 2-game lead in the American West. It's gone. The 10-game lead is gone. How can you do that? I would, like, you could have given the White Sox a 10-game lead, and I don't think they would have blown it in 2 weeks. Sometimes you got to laugh. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a game. I mean, if you can't poke fun at things and just find some humor in it, then, I mean, you can't take life too seriously sometimes. But I've never had a 2-game lead feel more like a 10-game deficit before. I'm hoping I'm hoping and coping, just clinging to that 2-game lead. But they do maintain a 2-game lead. I'm exhausted. I've been up since 4. I got to get up at 3:30 tomorrow. I'm just going to giggle throughout this whole video, apparently. But before I dive any further, do me a favor. Smash the like button. Hit subscribe if you're new or lurking. And comment your thoughts on the game down below. Rinse and repeat. A little different tonight because Logan probably wasn't as good as Kirby was last night. But why can't you bail Logan out? I mean, 5 1/3, 4 runs isn't a good start. That's an ERA in the 8s. But guess what? I've seen pitchers win games like that before. I don't put stock into wins and losses for pitchers, but I've seen them get W's with those starts. It is possible. Your offense is allowed to bail out a really good starting pitcher that just wasn't at his best. It's okay. It can happen. It is legal. It's legal in the game of baseball. And if you're a Mariners starting pitcher, you go 5 1/3, 4 runs. I mean, my gosh, you got no chance. No chance to win a baseball game, essentially. And like, I don't even think Logan was that bad. He walked Urias in the 3rd inning on a 3-2 pitch that was close. Shouldn't be walking Ramon Urias, but good job by Urias to lay off of that one. I don't know how Adley Rutschman spit on that 3-2 splitter right before the O'Hearn double. I have no idea how he spit on that pitch. It was a great pitch. It was a ball, but I have no idea how he spit on that thing. And then, honestly, I thought Julio made a good effort on the O'Hearn double. There's not a lot of center fielders that are getting to that ball, and it just goes off his glove. And then O'Hearn gets the home run. Like, Logan wasn't great, but pitching is just far from the issue with this team. I can't make a video and rip Logan Gilbert. Logan's been fantastic. Shame on the offense for not saying, let's go get Logan 8 runs. And listen, like, they're trying. I'm not blasting a lack of effort. They're just not very good. I mean, that's what it comes down to for me. And they're trying all the little things, right? They burned the sage in the clubhouse. They've tried booing. They tried the standing ovations for Julio and Polanco. And I don't care what you want to do. You want to cheer? Cool. I'm behind it. You want to boo? Booing's not really my thing. I just don't have the energy for it, but I have no problem. These guys deserve to be booed. The only thing I draw the line at's like personal attacks and like being vicious and things like that. That I'm not for, but booing, they're big league guys. Get over it. And if you want to cheer and you think that'll help, then go for it. I don't care. I don't think either of it matters, to be honest, when they're not good. You know, the 2013 Seahawks, I think we could all have gone to CenturyLink and booed them. Not that we would have, and I think they still would have won the Super Bowl, because they were a darn good team. The 2001 Mariners could have been booed. They could have been cheered. It didn't matter. They were really good at baseball. Now, I know teams can feed off crowd energy and stuff like that, but the point I'm making is good teams win, bad teams don't. There's no amount of sage you can burn in a clubhouse. I get it's fun. I have nothing against doing those things. I don't mind if they want to, wear the same underwear for a week. Whatever can help. But that stuff doesn't matter. It doesn't actually fix a problem. Moving the batting order around, like I said, I'm not trying to toot my horn with that, but it doesn't matter if they're all not hitting. It's not going to make a difference. They're all bad. So, or at least right now, they're all bad. So what is mixing them up going to do? Who cares who's hitting 3, 4, and 5? They're all the same. There's a few guys that have been okay, but for the most part, it's the same stuff. And then booing and cheering. Like, again, I don't really care which one you want to go with. It's not going to change anything. It's not. I don't think, booing's going to make them better. I don't think giving a standing ovation is going to do it. If it does make them better, it just happens to be a random circumstance. the bottom line is they got to figure out why they're bad. Why are they bad at baseball, at least on the offensive side of the ball? And, we're well past the halfway point, and I don't have an answer. I'm not paid to have the answer. If I had the answer, I wouldn't be here, or I'd be in Seattle sleeping in a little bit more than I get to tomorrow, maybe, and talking to Jerry, Justin, and Scott and telling them what to do. But I don't have those answers to fix it. It may just be they stink. What I said that last night, right? Like if that's what they're doing, I mean, there's only so many games left where I listen. I think they have better baseball in them. I do. I believe they are better than this, but I can't keep preaching that to you guys. It was fine when I was preaching that right after the Cubs series when they were 6-10. That's understandable, right? Because we're 16 games in. That's such a small sample of the season, but we're 88 games in. There's still time to get better, but this is kind of what you are. Last year they did have a really hot August, and maybe that happens again. I hope so. But, I can't sit here and go, guys, it's all good. They're going to have an August hot streak. What does that mean? If your guys' jobs and gals' jobs, if someone's been terrible, he's going to pick it up in August. Maybe, but, that's kind of a weird thing to just bank on. Now, I don't think they're this bad as they've been the last few weeks, but even being better, one step better isn't going to get it done. You need 2 or 3 steps better. Last night, listen, they faced a good pitcher last night in Grayson Rodriguez. Dean Kramer is a back-end guy who hasn't pitched since May, who was ripped in all his rehab starts. Now, rehab starts are, guys are working on certain pitches, and he might have been just working on, who knows, maybe his plant foot was bothering him and he was just working on planting when he's making his pitches. So we shouldn't judge rehab starts, but with how bad this Mariners offense is, I'm going to rip them for it. They didn't even get a run off Kramer. They got off the bullpen. You can't do that. You've got to put a few runs on the board against a guy like that. Again, this is, if you're an Orioles fan, watch, this isn't a knock. Kramer's a perfectly acceptable back-end guy, but you've got to be better. And the funny thing about this series is the Mariners pitching staff has actually done a pretty decent job holding the Orioles offense in line. Even last night, a lot of the Orioles runs were on kind of BABIP singles. This is a dang good offense. Darn good. Dang good? What? Darn good offense. They've held Gunnar Henderson in check, Adley Rutschman in check, Santander in check. O'Hearn they didn't keep in check tonight, but they've limited these bats. You can't, now you'll have one game left, but you're not going to get away with that. This is a really good offense. They're going to hit you eventually. So the Mariners are probably lucky. I'm not lucky. The Mariners pitching is really good. They've done a nice job this series, and the bullpen has been exceptional. But the offense is lucky that it's even been as close as it is. To be frank, I mean, they've done a decent job keeping that Orioles lineup in line. You've held Gunnar Henderson to nothing this series. And of course, Gunnar Henderson's on my fantasy team, so that in the Mariners content creator league. So that's probably the main reason. But, if the Orioles are just blasting the ball all over the park and the offense is putting up 4 or 5 runs, I could change the narrative a little bit, but it's the same song and dance, pitching good. Again, Logan wasn't great, but the bullpen held him in check. I think holding Baltimore to 6 runs in 2 games is pretty darn good, in my opinion. But you can't win many games when you score half a run a game over 2. You're not going to win a lot of games doing that. In fact, you literally can't win 2. You could win 1, but you can't win 2 doing that. It's just so frustrating. But it just kind of is what this team is. Good pitching, solid bullpen, bad offense. Should they make a move? Yeah. They're still in first. I don't think you should just throw that away. But, it's going to take the current guys getting better for this team to improve. You can add little pieces here and there. You might be able to upgrade over Polanco. But, let's say you get a Nico Horner. Throwing a name out there. I think it'll be better than what Polanco's given you. I don't know if Nico Horner makes me go, wow, they're going to stay way ahead of the Astros now. And you guys know I'm an optimistic fan. I really am at heart. I picked this team to win the AL West. And truthfully, I mean, if they're 88 games in first, I should probably stick with that. But it's just the way it's gone. It's hard for me to sit here and go, oh, yeah, I'm confident. They could. They have the tiebreaker over Houston. Baseball's weird. That's my cope. That's all I have to cling to is baseball's weird. As frustrating as this has been, maybe they go 10-2 starting tomorrow. I don't know. It's an odd sport. You can be streaky. The Mariners are a streaky team. Guys, I'm just looking for silver linings before I'm going, oh, I'm not predicting anything. Just trying to have some level of optimism because, why not? And I'm just not as broken. Last night was kind of just like a tipping point. Today was just more like just funny. Not funny, but sadistically funny, I guess, to put it mildly. Let's look at the box score. Like I said, Logan Gilbert was not great, but I'm not going to rip Logan. The bullpen was fantastic tonight. Saucedo, Thornton, and Colin Snyder really did a nice job. Those guys deserve credit. They gave the offense a chance. A team that was down, an offense that was down 4-0 early, they gave them a chance to claw back in the game. They didn't do it, but the bullpen was really solid tonight. They don't deserve any angst from us. Offensively, the Mariners, 5 hits, 2 walks, 13 more strikeouts. I mean, just unbelievable. The strike. I mean, every pitcher they face, every game. Oh, he's 1 away from his career high. And we're saying that's like the bottom of the second inning. Hey, he's 2 strikeouts away from his career high. He's faced 5 batters, and they're 2 strikeouts away from their career highs. Let me look for some positives. Why not? Julio just misses a home run and has a single at 105 off the bat up the middle. Guys, I'm not trying to praise Julio. I'm not trying to give him a pass, but encouraging. Just missed the home run. Would have been great to see I get over the fence. Hit another ball hard. It's something. Polanco had a hit on a changeup that he swung over the top of all night. Cool. I'm about at the end of my line with Polanco. Actually, I am there. It's just time. It's not working out. I don't know what happened with Jorge Polanco, but it's just clearly not working. I will talk about the lineup. I know a lot of people frustrated that Bliss isn't playing. Polanco keeps getting at bats. Actually, it was Dylan Moore that played second over Bliss tonight. Polanco was DHing. I get it. I do. I also do get where the team is coming from. Just trying to see if there's anything in there with Polanco. Do I think there is? I actually do think there's probably still something in the tank. But man, and he just looks dejected. You look at him after the at-bats, he just looks lost. Like he knows it's coming to an end. Just crazy. I mean, I can't believe, last year I thought Colton Wong would be an upgrade over Adam Frazier, but you can kind of see where the decline happened. I'm really blown away that Polanco has been this bad. Just so weird to me. That one I don't get. I loved that trade. I thought it was I thought it was kind of the missing piece for the Mariners. I mean, and we're at the point they would be better just rolling Dylan Moore out at second base every day. So I get it. I do get them playing him, trying to get something. You traded valuable pieces for him. You're trying to get something out of it before making that move. I get it. If you're not going to give Ryan Bliss some at-bats, though, put him in Tacoma. I mean, you're using him as a pinch runner. There's minor league free agents that are fast that you could just bring up if all you're going to do is have him pinch run. I know they haven't faced a lot of lefties and stuff, and that's where Bliss has been playing. But, you can still work him in occasionally. And in fact, I think he had reverse splits in the minors this year, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think Ryan Bliss is going to be the savior, but I talked about it last night. I think he makes a couple of those defensive plays that Polanco didn't make. And he certainly isn't going to be worse offensively. Well, that's famous last words from a Mariners fan, but I don't know. Cal homered, good to see from the right side. Even Cal, I mean, 682 OPS. Rayleigh had a rough game. Ty had a hit, yay. Canzone had a walk. Mitch Garver was 1 for 1, so that was your highlight. One at bat, got a hit. Good to see. Garver actually had a pretty solid June. I think his WRC plus was like 130. Me and Mariner Sir talked about it. The batting average wasn't great, but he was driving the ball, hitting home runs, still working walks. So and something, right? Encouraging to see him back in there after the injury. And being able to pinch hit and get a solid line drive base hit. Good to see. Guys, again, just looking for stuff. This isn't me claiming, oh, Garver's great. Oh, Julio's back. Not saying that. Just something positive to maybe take away from the game and the bullpen. Just, man, this team is just, they're in one of those ruts where I don't even know what a Mariners win looks like. I can't even fathom them winning a baseball game. Like even their last win, the Twins game, Mariners now lost 4 in a row. The Twins game was like the most probably kind of BS win they've had. I mean, and they've had a few of them, but that one was just, BABIP to death and errors and stuff, and they found a way, which is great. Listen, I'd rather error my way to a win than error my way to a loss. But I mean, the last real win they had was that probably game 3 against Tampa, and then the Miami series. What is it? 5 straight series? Excuse me, sorry guys. 5 straight series losses too. And of course, it's just coupled with Houston just not losing. And that's really been one of the things here, too, is Houston's just turned it on. The Mariners aren't playing good ball. But, man, if Houston was just, a couple games worse, you'd still have a 4-game lead or something, and it would feel a little bit better. But it's down to 2, which to me is, tied, which, again, it feels like the Mariners are down 5 or 6 games. Hey, 4th of July tomorrow. Have a great time. Everybody stay safe. Enjoy it. Barbecue, drink. Watch a little baseball. Listen, I know the Mariners have been frustrating, but there's worse things in life to do. I got to work early in the morning, but I'm off early in the morning as well, which means I will be having a few brewskis, maybe a few other things. So I don't know when the post-game recap is happening tomorrow. Actually, I won't even be home. So it may be an on-the-phone post-game recap. It might be kind of a janky, old-school post-game recap. Let's keep tomorrow fun. So if you guys have any cool baseball drinking games, let me know. Let me know in the comments down below. One of my subscribers follows me on Twitter, my man Chad. If you're watching this, shout out to you. Suggested drinking every time the Mariners or a shot every time the Mariners strike out. I am not doing that. I would like to very much not die. So that will not be happening. But I'm dead serious. If you guys have any cool drinking baseball games, let me know in the comments down below. Something that's fun that will get us all a little tipsy, but not over the top. But also something that, like, if the Mariners do well, we can enjoy it too. So, like, seriously, if you guys have anything that you do, I have some football drinking games that me and my buddies do. I'll clue you in on those as we get closer. And it just makes it a little fun. So if you guys do have anything, let me know. I'll try it out, and we'll see what happens tomorrow. I don't have a lot of faith that they're going to win tomorrow's game. I'd be lying to you guys if I did, but baseball's weird. Find a way. Take care, everybody. Like, comment, subscribe, and as always, go Mariners. Peace.